Hi everyone! Welcome back to Window Chats with Robyn, the Instagram Live podcast where I sit by my window and chat with very interesting people. Today's guest is Leighton Alexander Williams. Very excited to chat with him. And he works with Ryan Rosary with BDB Productions, which I have learned stands for Big Dreamers Brotherhood Productions. I hope I was right. Let's find out. Let's invite Leighton in. Okay, inviting you in. Will it work? I don't know. Maybe. Yay! Except I don't see your face.
It's backwards.
I love it. I love it. You had a 50-50 chance. Hello, sir.
Perfect. All right, let's set it up.
Oh, look at this light on your face. Very nice.
Right, gotta have the ring light. Is it popping too much or?
I'm not sure. I would lower. Let's frame you a bit better. I'm just gonna direct you. Let's get like the full face in the little square
Full
space
face.
you're allotted.
All of that in. Volume's down for whatever reason. Okay, here we go. Perfect.
Good. Love it. Okay, and that's a wrap. And cut. No.
Okay. All right, we're here.
As soon as everyone gets in, okay, we made it. It worked. Sigh of relief. It happened. Thanks for doing this. Nice to see you.
Thanks for having me, Robyn.
Yeah. You're awesome. I always love researching people before they come on my chat. And then I just listened to the Avocado Toast, the series, with a side of Leighton Alexander Williams. And so they pretty much told me all I need to know about you, but I'm going to ask you even more questions because why not?
Why not? I'm totally ready.
But do you like being interviewed? Because I personally can't stand it.
It depends. Like being live interviewed, it's a different twist because then you can't really you have to work harder on your filter as opposed to just having it pre-recorded, right?
Yeah, I'm pretty out of your comfort zone because you can never be too challenged as an actor.
Exactly.
You jump into a lot of things though. You're like yes-anding everything. You're directing, you're writing. I'm exhausted. You've got a lot of slashes to your name. Actor / writer / director / everything.
Thank you. I remember learning quickly in theater school that it's like we are about to journey off into an industry where you need to wear multiple hats if you want to maintain your career. So it was just something that it was born of necessity, not because I necessarily wanted to. At least that's my relationship with directing. That's how directing fell into my lap. It's because I couldn't afford a director for my first play. And I'm like, you know what? I'm an actor. I have great choices, a great sense of understanding characters and whatnot. I'll take a swing at this. And it worked. Yeah. So.
But it is interesting because I was hearing you say, as actors, you are not supposed to coach your fellow actor. That's a big no-no. But then as an actor / director, you have to direct your fellow actors. So
it's kind of like a gift, right? It's like, imagine having the perfect scene partner that just like gives you everything that you need, right? It's kind of like when you're self-taping and you can give your reader, like, yeah, can you just like give me a beat there? It's like that. So it's like you get into the ring and you kind of know what to expect. And yeah, I like that aspect of it. But then recently, I just did a CFC and I had to learn how to find to really sink my teeth into another way of acting as opposed to just being there and not preconceiving anything and taking the director eye out of it and just being responsive, right? And while I appreciate that way of acting, I'm not as confident with that level of acting because in theater school, they train you to know which beat the tear falls on this line. You know what I mean? It's just so methodical and everything's just so measured. So, yeah.
But it's just another thing to pull out of your toolbox, right? Like, okay, this is the actor I have to be today for this project.
Right.
And I think the more you do it, the more confident you'll end up being. At least that's what I hope.
Right. Same.
But how did you like the CFC? Am I allowed to ask these questions?
Yes,
okay.
of course.
Hopefully, I asked it. Okay.
Right. Imagine. My publicist says, no, the CFC was an indelible experience. It came at the perfect time in my life. I found that during the pandemic, because I work predominantly in theater, right? And the pandemic happened, and with theaters closing down, it was just really a heavy hit. And I saw that productions were still open, and I just decided to make a career pivot. And I've always wanted to break into film and TV, but because theater was always there, I wasn't able to fully put both feet in. So I applied for the CFC. I got in, and I spent 6 months. It's like, it wasn't just about what I learned in the program, but it was just a 6 months of recommitting to myself and putting on the hat of student again, and how valuable that is to just always be learning. It's like you're learning everything for the first time again. And that was just very valuable. We had some, I'm going to keep it real, we had some challenges due to COVID. So our year was very different. Our year was the longest year because we're still not graduated yet. Like, we're still technically in the program, because our final close-ups are going to be showcased either later this month or November, and that's when you launch off, right? So yeah, there was just challenges we had to navigate, but it was such a talented group. You know what? I just have to say this thing, Robyn, where I feel like depending on whichever class, whichever conservatory you are, you're only as good as the people that you're amongst, right? So much learning happens, not necessarily when you're doing the work, but just seeing it in others, and they're all so talented. So it was a great experience just being amongst them.
For sure. That was Izad's in your class, right? And
yes,
yeah,
his name is Izaddy. So
sorry, apologies. And I think I saw Catherine Fogler, who was very nice at one point to me when I'm like, I want to be an actor, I have questions. She's like, I'll answer them. I'm like, thanks, Catherine.
Oh,
okay. You know,
yes.
but I appreciate that. I see people and I go, oh my gosh, you were so nice to me. I want you to do well in your career. And
Right.
I think I was just like, this is a powerhouse kind of class. And then the next group, but you know a couple people, you go, yeah, way to get in. Because it is hard to get in, right? There's a whole, you have an applications, you need what's it called? References, you need to do a monologue.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. 2 scenes. It's and I remember my first year that I applied, because my best friend was in the program, Lavelle. And he's like, you got to apply, you got to apply. And I'm like, okay, fine, I'll fucking apply, I'll apply. And I applied, and I didn't even get an audition for it. So the first time around, so I was just like, do you know who I am? Do you know who I am in the theater world? Right, how dare you? But yeah, no, the second time around, yeah, I went in my favor. So
I wonder if it's okay. So there are a lot of places that you have to keep applying to. And I wonder if, in the clubs, they make you wait outside just to, build up curiosity. Do they just kind of, we're not going to let anyone audition on the first try. We're just going to make you reapply to see if you really want it. That's the test. I let out a secret. I'm really big on the CFC board. I did not get a ticket to their
You heard it here first, y'all. You heard it here first.
We dropped a huge bomb today. It happened. Yeah.
Absolutely.
But I saw a monologue you did, because if I'm not mistaken, it was you submitted it to Mandy or whatever they call Mandy Network. And it was the top 3 in North America. Am I correct in that?
It was. Yeah.
It was great. It was power. I'm watching it. I don't know where it's going. I'm captivated. Monologues are hard.
Oh my gosh. But I fell in love with monologues because of the Toronto Monologue Slam. We used to have that. I don't know if you've ever been, Robyn.
Yeah, I did. Oh, it's great.
Yeah. But we used to have those events like once a month. And at the Monologue Slam, it's not just a great place to network with other artists. That's where like BDB really formed, the birthplace of it. And it's like, I don't know, there was just something really special with what Andre and Olenike created, because it's an opportunity to train to get feedback, which is so vital, because sometimes you audition and then it's just, you don't hear anything. It was just like back in the day in the room, right? Where it's just like, thanks. You know what I mean? So with the Monologue Slam, it's like it really sharpens your instrument. And yeah, I've always enjoyed it. I've won a Monologue Slam with that monologue, so I just thought, you know what? And no, actually, I'm lying. I just did that monologue just to, I don't know what was going on. It was just through the pandemic, and I haven't acted like just for fun or just to brush the dust off. And I'm like, I love this craft, right? So it's like, why am I not working on this craft, even though there are no jobs right now, right? Why can't I just do it to do it? And I just did it to do it. And then a week after I shot the monologue on my phone, I see the Mandy thing, and I'm like, oh, okay, I have one right here. So I just sent it off, and then I found out I placed top 3 in North America, and I was like, obviously. But
well, you are the emerging artist of the year, so well.
Right. It only made sense in my head and in my fantasy, right? And for people that don't know me, I'm being facetious. I joke around.
You're right. He's not this arrogant.
Right.
It's the character. I bought it. I was doing like a weird, like good job, but then also a thumbs up, so it came out like this. I don't know what that was. Yeah, this is apparently it's a political pointer. If you point like this during politics instead of going like this,
oh,
I'll tell you. That was,
adding that to my actor's journal.
It's a fun fact. There you go. If you're ever auditioning for a politician, point like this.
I love
and if
that.
you book that job and you saw it on Window Chats, I get 10%. Okay.
Absolutely. How did you start Windows Chats, by the way?
Oh,
sorry.
Oh no, it's a casual conversation. You're allowed to ask. I will allow the question. Question received.
Okay.
I honestly, it's. I think I was just talking to people, and I thought these conversations are interesting. Let's record them because I just like to film everything. I have a problem. 12-step program. Hi, I'm addicted to filming things, Robyn. But then I don't know. It just started. People wanted to be on it. People wanted to share stories. I personally, I think actors like talking about themselves, so why not? But in the best way possible, though. I actually think, so I was doing a lot of stuff on Clubhouse, which is an audio-only app. And the thing that you have to do is essentially do a 30-second pitch of yourself. And the Canadian actors were so apologetic. And I'm just like, this is not okay. You should be able to pitch yourself in 30 seconds. I say that. I hate pitching myself, but you should be able to. You know what I mean? So let's just practice. Let's talk. This is like no stakes. Let's just have a discussion. And you never know. You'd be like, oh, I love what I brought up here and how smart I sounded. When I actually get interviewed for something real, I'm going to just pretend I pulled it out of my back pocket and be, hey, this is totally coming off the top of my head, but here's some words of wisdom. So yeah, absolutely. People still want to do it thanks to like people like you. And I'm like, cool, thanks. I appreciate it.
Yeah, no.
Yeah. But aren't people like, I learned so much from chatting with people too, right? Because everyone has a story. I just mostly talk with actors because they know how to use technology. You know what I mean? We're always doing a self-tape and they understand Instagram and a phone. So great. Open to other people. But we learn so much from sharing our stories and talking to each other as people. And I find sometimes I finish a live and I go, oh my God, that's a great sketch. Or, ooh, I want to write something based on what we spoke about. And like, oh, here's another idea. And it just inspires creativity in me. Like you said, you work with people that inspire you and make you want to grow and be better. So yeah, I appreciate these.
Absolutely. And I heard this quote just a couple nights ago where it's like, your network is your network. And it really with me. And I'm just like, that's going to be an Instagram caption for a photo soon. Yeah.
Your Instagram page is very well done. Someone who makes Instagram, I can't stand it. It's like, that is a well-curated page. Bravo. You know how to market yourself, and I admire that because that's a nightmare for me.
Dang. No, you know what? I used to hate the whole Instagram game, and I fell into the traps of like looking for likes and just wanting attention and all of that. And then over the pandemic, I remember hearing, I think it was Amanda Seales or someone that said Instagram she changed it into being just an outlet of artistic expression for her. And it just became so fun. Like she made it this mural. And I'm like, I want to do that. So I started color coding my shit. And I'm like, what's the storyline here? What am I going through? And I don't want to put my whole shit out there, but like, how can I code this in a way that's artistic? What's the story I'm telling? And then I remember I was working on 21 Black Futures for Obsidian Theater in CBC. And it was at like, we were like living in Handmaid's Tale at that time, right? With lockdowns and tents, like we had to have passes to drive and all of that. And it was just, I felt lost.
Do we need passes to drive?
To drive, like if someone was going.
I drove, so yes, probably. I don't know if I'm allowed to. Yeah, okay. So I did not.
Yeah, I remember to show up on set. We had to. They had an email that we had to show the officers should we be pulled over, right? And I just felt so lost. I felt like I was in outer space. Like this was just wild. And it was a sci-fi thing that we were kind of working on. So my whole page on Instagram was just related to the cosmos. And from there, I'm like, okay, all right, we have something here. This feels nice, right? It feels nice to say something. And from that moment, I just decided to theme it. And I've been having a blast.
It shows. I've never, the people that love Instagram, I can tell. I'm like, this guy is living his life. Living with law on Instagram.
Living with law, yeah.
It's good. I love that Leighton Alexander Williams is law. I just love it so much because I'm like, oh, living with law. Is he into legal aspect? No, that is his initial. Wow. Marketing.
Yeah, it worked out. Worked out in my favor. Might as well. I mean, if the initials or abbreviations of your name spell something, might as well use it.
True. Well, I mean, I would just, I feel like I have to change my initial. I want an A and then I'd be Rad. That's cool.
Rad.
Yeah.
So cool.
Or I could be Rod. And that could be weird. And we could.
It could be.
Could be something. Take it whatever way you want. Weird.
This is now Window Chats After Dark, everyone.
This is the late show. It's always a late show, depending on my mood. Today I'm in a late show vibe because it's dark. Because I've committed to the window chat, sitting by my window. I'm like, gloomy. I'm feeling late night vibes.
Yeah.
8 p.m.
And the purple, very moody purple, right? Yeah. So.
Yeah, it's like a maroon. I was trying to find something stylish because I feel every time I see you, you're just in a stylish outfit. So I'm like, how can I try and match his vibe? And I don't know. It has like
always on events. That's why.
I have a question. So I was watching your early stuff. I'm like, okay, yeah, you clearly could act at an early age. When did you decide I'm just gonna get really buff?
Oh gosh. So I've always wanted to be buff. It's just I couldn't ever really find the time to commit to it. And it wasn't until working out became I found the benefits of what it was doing for my mental health, that I'm just like, oh, actually I feel off if I don't work out. So it just became consistent. And once I shifted the goal from looking hot as fuck or whatever to I want to be happy, it helped. And I guess I started once I started the CFC in September, because I had more time on my hands to actually.
So wait, this is what, like a couple of years, and you've managed to build up this muscle mass? That's impressive.
Yeah, I started last September. So 6 days
like
a week.
Before and after. 6 days. It is. That's the thing. Like anyone that is willing to put that much time into developing, like building muscle, whatnot, like that's a full-on commitment. This is. I mean, yeah, take a day off, whatever, fine. But that's a lot of work. And do you find that different roles are opened up to you now because you've changed? No? Okay.
Absolutely. And I remember getting this note, and it sounds like right now this note wouldn't fly, but back in the day, I was meeting for agencies, and one of the agents is like, yeah, no, you're talented, but leading men in your category with your height, they just have better bodies. So you need to have a gym membership if I'm going to sign you. While it's jarring to hear, as a fresh out of theater school, right, I'm just like, this person's actually trying to help me. They're at the top of their game, so I'll take it. And once I noticed that my physicality changed, roles started opening up, and I started getting seen a lot more with adjectives: hot, really desirable, sexy, striking, and all that shit, right? And Robyn, might I add, the first role that I ever booked for Netflix, and I was like freaking out with my mom and shit, my name was Hot Dude. Like, I wrote my trailer and I was just like, Hot Dude. And I'm like, seriously? I'm like, it's official now. Netflix has stamped me as hot. So
there's no one can take that away from you. You will forever be hot according to Netflix. Hot dude. Right.
So yeah, take that, my self-conscious demons.
I just love dude as well. Not like man, just dude.
Yeah.
That's a
Just
bro mentality.
Yeah.
That is so funny.
Yeah. So
I was told that if you ever get something like hot dude, you should always ask for a character name. But in that case, I would keep hot dude.
I would keep it. Yeah. Absolutely. The character name was supposed to be Guy, but on the day, it was like when I auditioned for it, it was just Guy, or Guy, or I don't know if it was French or whatever, but but on the day, they just changed it to Hot Dude, so I wasn't complaining.
No, that's...
There could be worse things. I had an actress tell me that it was like Whore 3 on her trailer.
I was just thinking that, yeah.
Whore 3, really?
But also, I love when it's whore number 3. You weren't good enough to be whore number 1 or 2.
1.
You bronze medaled the whore. What
Right.
are 1 and 2 doing to get that?
Like,
so,
they're committing to the craft, okay?
That's casting couch nightmares back in the day. So that is whore number 1 right there. Okay.
Right.
Hopefully not. We don't need a Me Too situation.
No.
Yeah, that's just...
Yeah,
I
just
went
watched
dark.
the Marilyn Monroe movie, and
I started to watch it, and then everyone kept posting all these reviews, and I go, well, I don't know if I want to waste my time now, but I'm also... I want to see why everyone hates it so much. So kind of up in the air on the list of things to watch.
Yeah, I will say it was a good movie, but I did not enjoy the movie.
Okay.
It wasn't an enjoyable experience. It was, oh, this is just really this is just like trauma porn throughout. Like I feel like heavy and just gross after watching. Like,
But okay, if you would have gotten offered a role in it, would you have done it? You know, when you read a script and you go, I don't know if I like it, but it seems like a good opportunity.
Right. Especially with an iconic character like that.
Yeah.
Probably. Unless I have a body of work that doesn't need that, then sure.
It's weird, like the stuff I watch versus the stuff I'll audition for / be in. I'm like, I don't know if I would watch stuff that I'm in. I don't know if that's the genre I care to watch. And yet I don't care as a performer because I like telling stories. So
Right. Yeah. No, I would hope that I'm in stuff that I would like to watch. Right. But some actors just hate watching themselves and their own work.
Oh, that's true. That's not... Well, you know what? I don't know if you're at this point or if you've grown up as an adult, but I feel like I can always improve. So when I watch stuff that I've done, I'm like, come on, Robyn, that's amateur hour here. It's usually, a couple of years later. But still, let's go. Right. What were you doing? But then at least I know that it was bad or it could be improved.
Or it could be improved. And it's just showing that you yourself you've experienced growth. That's all it is. Like if you take a positive spin on it, and not necessarily that like, the work was bad, but you're just here now, so it just looks less than, right?
Look. Your reel has so much, like it's everywhere, and the old reels you have with the montages in the beginning. I personally love a good montage. Ask some casting directors; they're not fans. I'm like, and I was told everything I needed to know in that montage. I'm like, this guy. It was fun to watch. I recommend anyone watch. Go deep in the archives of law.
Oh, the old ones? Oh, God. Burn them.
No. That was fun for me. Like, oh, he's so cute. Okay. Well, there was also a lot of variety. I'm like, oh, okay. I see you.
Yeah. Well, I fell in love with acting because of this idea of, like, playing different characters, right? And I remember having this question asked in theater school where it's like, do you want to be an actor that's like Meryl Streep or Joaquin Phoenix, very transformative? Or do you want to be an actor that's more like before Adam Sandler started breaking out, like the Adam Sandler type, where you just love him because he's Adam fucking Sandler, and you just commit to like whoever you are and just really make that a character every time? And I went with the former because I always admire actors, and when I see the performance, I just have to like look them up after. Like, is that how they are? Like, what are they like in interviews? Like, who are they? Like, no, that can't. Like, after I saw The Devil Wears Prada, because that was my first time seeing Meryl Streep, right? And I'm just like, who is she really like that awful? And then she's like this sweetheart. So yeah, it's that type. It's like every time you see them on screen, it's like this completely different person.
Look, I know
So,
you're a little younger than me, but that's the first time you saw Meryl Streep. I have concerns for you as an actor. Okay, Meryl
Ray
Streep.
10.
Yeah. All right, sir. She's done other stuff, you know, some classics.
Of course.
She was
But
really good in that role though, and she was a total bitch, and it was amazing. And
yeah, and we watched
those
it for terrific
characters.
studies, and yeah, it blew my world.
That is such a weird, that is a dream character of mine, to just be able to go on set and be a bitch. I love it. Like I'm ready to go tomorrow. Like literally after this, I could go on set and be a bitch. Not a problem. That is
Right.
I'm good, you know?
You smashed that role though in I saw you in an acting class at Raw Studios, and you were this actress right, and then they gave you this redirect to make it a Broadway play. I'm like, who the fuck is this? Like, legendary. So,
you're so sweet.
I can see you. I can see you.
That's funny because I left that class and I'm like, damn it, I could have done a better version of that musical. I was feeling West Side Story vibes and I didn't go with my instincts. I was just ready, but I had heels on, and as soon as I wear heels, I'm like, I can't walk. It's gonna be bad. Should have taken off the shoes. That's what happens. Footwear is hitting me. That's why I cannot be a fashion model. It's the only reason.
Heels. Those damn heels.
That's the only reason. Also shout out from Ryan Rosary. He was a Wednesday guest.
Yes.
Live. I like that.
Ryan, my brother.
He had horrible things to say about you. So
I can only imagine. I was there for some of it. Yeah, I was there for some of it, and I was not impressed.
Oh, thanks. What's it called? I love, and I'll share this because Ryan's on the live. I didn't realize that you two were in the same production company because I hadn't done my research yet. And I'm like, I love how I'm like trying to switch your timing. I don't know if I eventually told Ryan. I'm like, you guys are the same person.
Oh,
it was so
Ryan.
Yeah. You guys have your show tomorrow, which is at Real World, right? That's
Mango. Yes.
That's exciting. And you were in something with Mila Kunis. What is this?
Oh, right. Yeah, that's The Luckiest Girl Alive.
Where were you?
I played her coworker during the at work, like the fashion scene. With Jessica Biel.
Did not know that was you. Oh my god.
Right.
Wait,
yeah.
Actually?
So it's like, Stop it, you.
You're like, I work with Mila Kunis, and I watched that movie because I'm like, where is he? I did not know. I'm not even lying. I did not know that was you.
Yeah.
I'm gonna rewatch that. Okay, go ahead. Sorry.
Anyway, like working with what that experience taught me was what it really takes to be number one on the call sheet. And I was even telling Ryan this, where it's just like, we're like at the 10th hour of the day, and Mila Kunis just walks on set, perky and energetic, right? And it's like it starts from there. If the lead is carrying energy and is not tired and was here before you, then don't be complaining about, oh, I'm tired. You know what I mean? It's like you can feel tired. You have every right to be tired, but there's just I don't know. It just sets this bar, this standard. And I really like that. She was just always ready to work and like had this alertness and bubbliness about her without it feeling inauthentic. But like by hour 11, hour 12, it's still there. So I'm just like, yeah, that's what I wanna do when I reach that point.
What was your audition for that? What was the process?
There was no audition. I was just booked based on being pretty because it was an SOC role, right?
Still,
they were like looking for really hot and fashionable people.
It doesn't look like the person. I don't think you look like the person I'm seeing on screen now, unless I'm picturing someone else. I don't think. Was it? Oh my God. Am I having a weird moment of I think you played someone else? Maybe. This is fun for me, and we all got to experience it.
How do we recover from this?
Oh, we don't. Where? I'm picturing the scenes. Okay, I'm going to rewatch this. This is, and then I will be like, it's you. Okay, take a screenshot. I see you. That's so funny. That's such an amazing, still booking off. What was your headshot? The latest one from, what was that? The Bink headshot guy?
Oh, Mark Binks. Yeah, I think I sent one that I was in like a red suit And
Oh, snazzy. Okay,
yeah,
okay. That's
yeah,
how you do it.
that's how I'm doing it now.
That's,
The red,
ooh,
because
a
they said
red
fashion,
suit.
right?
Good call. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
They
mean, it
said
looks like to say
fashion.
fashionable. I don't have any headshots to send over that are fashionable. Like, I don't know. I have a pink blazer. I think that was cool, but it's like a Tina Fey vibe. I don't know, man.
Tina
I don't think
Fey.
anyone's like this. Tina Fey is the fashion icon, okay? She's cool. She's very capable. Very big fan. But no one's like, yes, book Tina Fey for fashion. Yeah. Well, not that she's not fashionable. Oh, Tina's never going to watch this. It doesn't matter. Okay. Wouldn't it be funny, though? I'm going to tag her. Tina.
Tag her. I'm tagging Tina Fey later.
She's like, oh my God, Robyn, stop shouting me out. Okay, we'll just go see Mean Girls, the musical, the movie. She's on a journey with that Mean Girls thing. Oh my gosh. Would you ever, because you've done theater, would you ever do like a musical on camera? Or do you prefer to keep theater and film separate?
You know what? I had the pleasure of playing a small part in a musical on camera for Sneakerella. It was a remake of Cinderella.
Yeah.
And
I didn't know
it was
that.
done as a hip hop musical. So seeing, I didn't get to bust a move, but watching it and then watching it back, I really admire musicals on camera. I loved Hairspray when they did that. I remember loving that in high school. So yeah, I would love to be a part of that. I wish I had a better singing voice, because then I would take musical theater more seriously. Like when I say seriously, as in like I can actually, give myself a chance. But yeah, that would be a dream. That would definitely be a dream.
I mean, isn't like, look, Hamilton, it's not necessarily singing per se, it's a, yeah.
Yeah.
That's where the new generation, they want the no. I love the old school musicals where for no reason they burst out into song, and I was watching Singing in the Rain the other day. I go, that's my musical. That is so ridiculous. Who sings in the rain? I never go outside and start singing. I'm not happy. I don't have rain boots. My hair is ruined. I don't like drying my hair. Okay.
It feels really inconvenient.
Yeah. Apparently during that scene, he had potentially pneumonia, and he was still doing, and like, oh, that is a champion. Someone who is literally dancing, smiling in the rain, that is dying on the inside.
Wow.
Yeah. They added milk drops to the water to make it look better on camera, and he's dancing in milky water, trying not to show that he's dying. I go, that Gene Kelly, man, that's a legend.
Wow.
Well, I mean, but even like the thing you're talking to with Mila Kunis, it's just, you know what? If you're going to show up on set, it's everyone's tired. It's especially when it's a long day, and just bring your best and know that everyone is working hard around you. And it's not that no one cares that you're struggling, but everyone's struggling. Like everyone's tired.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So it's like, but I understand that some people like complaining is a way of like easing it. If it's like, yeah, you know what I mean? It's like if we're all agree that it's a communal tired, we feel less tired. And it's like everyone else is going to, I get that. But I was just really, I just admired that Mila Kunis was not about that life. She was just alert, and you couldn't tell that. It's like she just got there. Every time I would see her, it's like, did you just arrive? Did you wake up from a power nap? Like, yeah, she was great.
She's been doing it for a while, though.
Mm-hmm.
Right? I mean, and she was, 14 on that 70s show when she lied about her age? And I mean, this is the power of a lie, man. Sometimes it works, and it's great. Okay.
And it works in your...
They tell you not to lie when you're a kid, but look at the lie. Look at this life she has. Okay.
Yeah.
So kids, if you're watching this live, I think you should lie. Keep lying.
Lie.
Don't stop lying.
And you know what? It's like, I remember, this is such a cliche answer, but like Black Swan is probably my favorite role that she's played. So it was just very interesting where it was in 2021. It's like I started acting with actors that I've watched growing up, right? And it's like even with Ashley Leggett, like I was a big Life with Derek fan, and working with Ashley in Day Players, it was just it's like at first take, it's like, oh wait, this is the fan in me or whatnot is like, this is Ashley Leggett. It's like, no, you're acting, throw that out. So I literally had to go up to Ashley and be like, you know what? I love you. I watched you in Life with Derek, and this is probably this is probably lame to really tell you how much I love you, but I need to so I can do the work. And then she's like, oh, you're so sweet. And I'm like, okay. And then when we did take two, it was like, that was all gone. So it was just like having to say it to let it out. So,
but you know what's going to be really interesting for you, because I've decided you're a star, is someone is going to do that to you on set. And you're probably not even going to be aware, like, you're not going to be aware of how far you've come. You're probably just going to be, I'm here to do the work, right? And someone's going to come up and tell you what an impact you've had and be like, I think you'll be genuinely surprised. Be like, well, I'm just doing my job, you know?
Right.
Cool. I've decided this is your reaction. If you have a different reaction, I will not be happy. That means that you have not stayed humble, okay? Stay humble.
Stay humble, as DJ Khaled said.
It's important though, because you have to remember where you came from. Because it's not as if I did it all on my own, right? There are people helping you, there are people rooting for you, there are people in your corner, and I think it's important to appreciate that. And I feel like even that group of your production company, everyone is keeping each other accountable. Very impressive bios. Whoa, you guys are doing stuff.
Absolutely, and it's like I'm grateful to have them in my corner, because I know, especially when we're put in an industry where it's hyper competitive, to meet people that are somewhat in your category, and to not have that sense of jealousy and animosity and all of that, it's a gift. And I realize how fortunate I am to have people that I can lean on, as opposed to feel threatened by.
Yeah, exactly. There's no need to feel, I used to feel very competitive. I'm a competitive person. I still kind of do, but not as much. Because, I go in, I'm like, oh, cool. Who's the 20 to 40-year-old white girl? Amazing. Same people. We're so hard to find. That's the thing. We are a rarity. And everyone's like, I wish I could find a Caucasian female, like really struggling with my age group. So there's a lot of opportunities now. But no matter, it is really, I used to think, oh my gosh, they're going to get it. But we kind of just joke around like, okay, good luck, whatever. Of course, we are all auditioning for this. What else?
Yeah.
Look forward to seeing you at the next one. Okay, you have that one. Cool. Amazing. Who can be the better white mom or white girlfriend? Or, yeah, cool. Great. All right. Good luck.
Yeah, totally.
What's it called? You're in season 2 of the Avocado Toast series, right?
Yes.
So it hasn't premiered that though, right? Or did it? It's September 9th or okay.
Yeah, it premiered on OutTv September 9th, I believe. And I'm just so grateful to be a part of, like, to be called back for that, because I was in season 1 only as a day player. I only had like 2 lines in season 1, but it was just such a fun experience shooting with them. And I remember Heidi reached out and she's like, hey, we got renewed for season 2 and we'd love to have you back in a bigger capacity. Because in season 1, I was just a fuckboy for one of the main characters. Like, I was her Tuesday night. I was literally Tuesday. And so coming back and being like an antagonist for Jordan's character, it was fun. It was fun to play someone that's really outside of myself and showing a different layer of
I like the diverse, like, hot dude, fuckboy. I like this.
Right. Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah, but this, right. Yeah.
No, I saw honest. There's more. It's a good series. It is. From what I've seen, I'm like, oh yeah, I like this. This is a cool premise.
Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't have brought it up if I didn't like the series, because I'm not good at lying anymore. I'm just like, oh god, that was a piece of shit.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, and I hate it. I hate it, especially if I know someone. I'm like, way to try. I don't know what to say. Just don't ask me, because I'm going to tell you the truth. So, like, if you want the truth, I would be similar to that agent that's just very blunt. Like, I would just tell you, because what am I going to tippy toe? And then I learned that some people aren't good at taking that feedback. I'm like, cool, but then don't ask me. Like, just don't ask me. Cool.
Absolutely. I remember this is a tidbit for anyone. Anyway, so if you go to a theater show and you don't really like it, what you say to your friend is like, oh my gosh, you look like you were having such a good time. You just focus on their experience. You look like you were having so much
I know, I should have said that. I saw
so that's a dead giveaway.
Yeah.
Like, wait,
We should have said that.
so you didn't actually admit to liking it, but you know what I mean?
I mean,
like
I said to my friend, I'm like, why did you make me see that piece of crap? But I will use, it looked like you had a good time if I ever see a future show that I did not like.
Yeah.
So
yeah. I remember I was in theater school, and there we all just most of us, we loved the experience of doing this opera for our second show. And I don't know why I invited my friend Lavelle to come see it. And then he came, and then afterwards, like he was just like, oh wow. He was just like, it was just such a big, I'm like, shut up. I hate it too. And then he was like, oh yeah, it wasn't, yeah, it was like. But I gave him the permission to be honest.
I feel like I'm in a pattern now. I remember people, oh yeah, we did that bad theater show together. You know, like that's usually where I know people. Oh yes, I remember that.
Right.
One. There's a lot of bad theater, but there's sometimes good theater, and you go, oh, okay, now I remember why I'm drawn to the theater. But
absolutely, when you really watch a good play, it's like it's revitalizing. It really refuels you, and I had that experience earlier this year. I saw Slave play, my first Broadway play. I watched it on closing night, and it feels so dramatic to say, but I felt reborn. I felt revived. And I'm just like, this is what it is, especially since we were in lockdown once again here in Canada, right? So seeing live theater and seeing just truthful storytelling, it's such a gift. And I remember hearing this line that my fourth year teacher said. He was like, people go to the theaters to sit in the dark to see themselves in the light. And it just stuck with me. And I'm just like, yes, because I go to this planet and I saw myself on stage, and I was able to see my dreams again, and to see where the vision is, and to push past this glass ceiling, because I know as Canadian actors, it can be such a struggle sometimes to feel like, because we dream bigger than sometimes the opportunities allow here. So yeah, seeing that play on Broadway, revitalizing. I mean, I'm getting chills speaking about it.
I'm resonating because I did like a very short trip to New York in July, and I saw Company, and I'm like, I always want to see Patti LuPone perform, and I'm like, and then everyone in the audience was theater people, because no one knows what Company is, and everyone's applauding before the song even happens, and I go, oh my God, I love this community. I want to do stuff. It was so lovely. And there's just something with a live audience that I miss. I mean, clearly this is a live. Thank you, this live audience on the live. But it's very powerful. There's something that it just lifts you, and you leave and you go, I was part of something, even though I was in the audience. I was moved.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And it's something, I wouldn't say, spiritual, because it's very communal, where it's like we've all agreed to come here at this time, meet up, and listen to this story together. And it's not going to be the same, because it's going to be different audiences every night. But for now, we're all sharing in this moment right now.
Yeah.
And that's just so beautiful. That alone. Clearly, I'm missing like being on stage. But but yeah.
I feel like you're just gonna keep, write something, perform it, whatever. You do a lot of stuff, right? And I love, you know what? There was a really interesting point you made with Heidi, and you said you were worried about becoming a coach, right? Because like, does that take away from you being an actor if you're a coach, and like, are you not fully committing to an actor or something? I'm paraphrasing. Maybe it wasn't correct.
Yeah.
Who knows? But something I think, and then you mentioned how being a coach helped you become a better actor. And I thought that was so interesting, because I see that. I know when I work with people, or when I help them on I see their process, and I go, oh, that's an interesting take, or what a choice, you know?
Absolutely, because it forces you to then have to articulate, well, what is actually missing there, and how does that show up in my work, right? So yeah, ever since I started directing and coaching, it's helped me become a better actor, because I know I just want to make the director's job easier, right? And it's I just want to give them choices, give them options, and you know, make it easy to work with, right? Because I know what it feels like to be on the other end when an actor is willing to work, but they don't necessarily have multiple ideas to bring. So you're just like, okay, well, you can do this. And I say that where it's like, I had the honor of directing a play at Brock University, and with some young, emerging, talented artists, right? But in theater school, that's where you learn, where you have to have, where you bring your own ideas, where you can take autonomy of your work, right? Mm-hmm. Where you don't have to wait for permission to be brilliant. You can just come with your choices. But there was a timidness with some of them, with some of the second year students. And I'm like, no, I'm not going to just tell you what to do. If you have ideas, if you have impulses, take them. Don't wait for me. Take them, and I'll tell you yay or nay. You know what I mean? So you don't need the permission. So I don't know why.
No, I love that permission, because I find that I do my best work when the director said, what do you have to bring to the table, right? Mm-hmm. And then, you know, I can offer my thoughts, and then we kind of meet what the production is versus what, you know, like, let's just collaborate versus it has to be done this way. And it's very strict, and I don't like, okay, now I just feel very robotic and stuck in this way. And where's the little spark I can add, the little zhuzh? Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah.
It's what's next for you? What's down the pipes?
Okay, down the pipes. All right, so I shot 2 Christmas movies this year, so they're coming out.
So you shot it in July, and it's coming in December. Okay, no.
Right. But actually, shot one in June, and one was in February, and they're coming out later this year. And my CFC close up is this little short film. We all have like 4 to 5 minutes to showcase ourselves. So that's going to be premiering next month and launching out there into the ether. I'm excited for that. And yeah, just pre-production with some BDB stuff.
Very cool. I like that. I'm just, you know what? I love hearing, like, seeing people succeed that are working hard, right? And I know, I love that you still give shout outs to people that you had a mentor you're still giving shout outs to. Like, I do think you're staying humble. I know I was making a joke before. I don't think you're ever going to lose sight of, you know, where you've come from. Because it's so important to like learn and grow. And I feel like at some point you're going to become a mentor, which is going to be so weird. But you already are, right? By being a coach and a director and wearing all those other hats. So in a way, you're just showing people, like you wrote this really great article. And it's just like being multifaceted, how important it is, right? And showing that the more you learn and the more you challenge yourself as a person, like the more you're able to succeed. And I think that's important for people to be aware of.
Thank you. Thank you.
I like to ramble. So I'm like, something came out. I think that made sense. Okay. Articulating words is hard. I have to watch this back after to find a clip. I'm like, oh God, I sound like a moron. So I just like, I want my guests to sound good. I don't care what I sound like. But I'm like, what am I saying?
Good luck.
Sentence? Okay.
Good luck. I'm just like, talk. Did I answer the question? Talk. Cut me off here. And distract, drink water.
Drinking water is key. That is, we've learned some good interview tips. Drinking water when you're like, let me think on that. Okay. I'm parched. I will say one thing, and this made me laugh so hard. I was doing a workshop, and the person running the workshop called actors out because it was an audition workshop. You had to walk in, do your scene, you had one take at it. And the people that brought water to drink from the water, he's like, what is with actors coming in worried that for 2 minutes they are going to just be so parched, they need to have their water, they need to take the sip. And I go, oh my God, that was me all the time. I was like, I'm gonna get thirsty, I need the sip, I can't, like, I need to hydrate my vocal cords.
Right.
It was so, the things we tell ourselves, and like, I know when I get nervous, I'm going to be a different version of, I've done this, I challenge myself. I'm like, can I do this chat without water? Because I always drink water during the clips that I want. I'm like, no, I want a good clip. So I didn't drink water. I'm like, you know what? I can talk for an hour without water.
Without water. Wow. Okay.
I mean, that's not good, like hydrate, but.
For sure. I know a big symptom of nervousness is dry mouth. So that's why actors would get dry mouth in audition. So that could explain the need for water in between takes.
Yeah.
Yeah, in between takes. Especially if it's a voice thing that you're doing. Imagine.
I know. But it's like, it made me laugh so hard though, because I think of the number. It's not just a sip. It's like, I have to really hydrate. I would just commit to like chugging water in the audition room. Like that must have been the weirdest thing to watch. This girl just
Gulp, like a full liter.
Yeah, she's like, excuse me, hang on. Okay, I'm good, let's do
Good
it.
to go. Back in there. You know, like when they're boxing?
You know what? I have to go to the bathroom now because I just chugged a liter of water. Okay.
Right.
I'm going to do this audition in 10 minutes. You good? Okay. Thank you for this first take. Namaste.
Love that.
Okay. I know we're going to end up our chat. I struggle with ending. That is a fun thing of mine. I've overshared. This was fun for me. But Leighton, actually, thank you so much for agreeing to do this. You're a great guest. I appreciate you. Yeah, I definitely miss bringing something up because I have a lot of, you're doing a lot of stuff. But is there, my one last question, and I'll let you go. Can people, for BDB Productions, can people hire you, or are you kind of doing your own thing and creating your own stuff? Like,
yeah, we're open to collaborate with people who are looking for producers, production companies to do their stuff. Right now, our slate is full, but there is that openness of depends. Especially if there's already a budget attached to your project, then sure.
Okay.
Like finding it for you and whatnot, our slate is full in that regard.
Okay, cool. I'm trying to like get you business here. So you're still coaching? People can contact you for coaching?
They can. You can. It's just a matter of should availability work out. So yeah, I'm coaching.
Busy, okay. Clearly, you're not staying humble. This is what happened. No.
Booked and busy, baby.
No, but that's great. That's great. Good luck with your future endeavors. I want to say a very generic. You know, in the yearbook when people write best wishes,
right?
Don't stop believing. Good luck with your future endeavors. And if there's any final thoughts you'd like to share, feel free.
Sure thing, Robyn. Thank you for having me. It was a pleasure, fun time. I didn't say anything too controversial.
No, that was my job. I really kept it controversial, so you're welcome.
We made it through.
Like, is Leighton controversial? No, Robyn's insane. You're welcome.
Okay. So yeah, thank you for having me, and let's do it again sometime.
Sounds good. All right, enjoy your weekend. Thank you all for watching. Thank you to future viewers, and bye.